I want you to look around this room, and everybody that's sitting here staring at you right now, they're the ones that they got you through the early years, they helped you survive childhood, they took you to practice, they helped you with your homework, they sat out in the cold and the rain and watched you perform on a Friday night. So I want y'all to stand up right now and give everybody in this room a standing ovation. Now, about y'all, okay, because that's what we're here for today. Number one, I'm very, very proud of you. You've done something that you didn't think you probably would ever get done. It seemed like a marathon, didn't it? You run in a long race. You've ever run in like a 5K or one of those races, you know how long it takes. And you get to the end and they give you a finisher medal, right? Well, I don't want you thinking that this right here is your finisher medal. This is just the beginning for you in your education. Because the world is changing every single day. Your mom and dad, your grandparents, everybody else can tell you that the world is changing faster and faster and faster. And you are going to have to continue to learn. It doesn't matter if you're going to community college, you're going to go in the military, or you're going to go to work right away. You're going to constantly need to keep learning. So I do suggest you do that. Now, I had a dream to become an editorial cartoonist when I was 8 years old. How many of y'all have got dreams? Just a show of hand there. Okay, that's cool. When I was 8 years old, I wanted to be an editorial cartoonist. My dad thought I was weird, right? Because he wanted me to be a baseball player, a football player, but I like drawing pictures. And I figured, you know what? This is what I'm going to do for a living, and that's what I did. And I tell you, the resiliency is one of the things in the world that you're going to have to learn. And I tell you what, it's tough sometimes when you have to sit in the crowd. I understand how that feels during this. You went to a school that knows a lot about resiliency. You're sitting in a gym right now that was rebuilt after a tornado took out most of the school and it came back. This is a tough community. You come from good people. But let me tell you a little bit about my dad. My dad's a guy named Dave Ramsey. Some of y'all's parents might have heard of Dave Ramsey before. He's a guy on the radio that tells you, cut up your credit cards and buy whole life insurance. But Dave is my first cousin, the one on the radio. He's named after my dad. My dad taught me how to water ski in a way that's banned in 34 countries. He nearly drowned me at least for 3 days by dragging me up and down the Tennessee River by making me hold on to a rope. That was his way of teaching. And once you got up, he tried to knock you back down. That was the way Dad did. And one day he got bored because I got up and he couldn't knock me down, so he decided to drive the boat in a big circle, right? Well, as though you might have learned in science class, it's centrifugal force. When you're on the ski rope and you're far out like that, and you're going in a circle, the boat's going 20, you're going 450 miles an hour. And I was going around and around and around and around because he was trying to make me fall down. But my dad's a nice man, but he's got a little bit of a mean streak to him. And I hit a stick. And I did about 4 cartwheels, and the ski hit me in the back of the head. And I'm laying there in the water. I'm like 13 years old. I'm laying there about half dead. He pulls the boat up next to me and grabs a paddle and starts poking me with the paddle. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he said, grab the rope. I said, go away. I'm going to swim back. He said, it's 5 miles. You can't swim that far. I said, I don't care. You're trying to kill me. He said, grab the rope. And I said, why? And he said, because I want you to make your story about how you got back up, not how you fell down. Well, flash forward 30 years from there, I'm laying in the bed. I just had cancer surgery. I was 30-something years old. And I was like out. I was on a cocktail of painkillers. I was doing great. And my dad comes walking in there. He's got a big old hand because he owned a car garage, and so he's real, working with the wrench. He had a big hand and big arm. And he gets his big old meaty finger and he starts poking me in the forehead. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, get up. We're going to walk around the block. We're going to make your story about how you got back up, not how you fell down. It was the same story he had taught me as a water skier. And I got up and we walked around the block. And 17 years later, I'm still a survivor from that cancer. Thank you.